Well, the internet is creating new ways for small businesses to get money. You ever go to a bank recently as a small business and ask them for money? They only want to give you money if you don't need it. You know, actually, they're sitting on tons of doughs, the banks nowadays. And because of the new regulations, they're sort of worried about lending to anybody in the world. So they don't know what to do with their money. Well, now things are popping up on the internet to help take advantage of that situation and get money to small businesses. And it's really through crowdfunding sites. This is where investors and other people with money are putting it on the site, so then small business could go in and get loans to grow. And it's really for small businesses to grow. And the rates are much better than banks. And really, if you have extra money, it's a place to put money so that you get a better interest than even what the banks are doing. So when the banks start worrying about this, man, you're going to see them all running around Capitol Hill trying to change the laws. So these people can't do this anymore and cut business out. But now it's an opportunity. And this is a young lady who's in business with her dad that has one of the new businesses. They're doing this, and they're looking for people who need money at better rates than the bank. So watch this. Well, Krista Morgan, I don't know where he got that name, but it's a wonderful name. I got a son named Morgan. But more importantly, P2BI.com now is going to lend money to small businesses when everybody else turns them down. Huh?
That's right.
But more importantly, got at fantastic rates, right? So, I mean, you just get rates for people, small businesses, that they won't be able to get anywhere else, huh? How do you do that? Really, this is you laundering money from the mafia or something like that?
Yeah, that's plan B.
I
No, we're crowdfunding. We're crowdfunding money from accredited investors, and we pool that money and then we lend it out to small businesses.
I see. So now crowdfund, that's when you have a website that goes out and you say registered investors. So in English, that means you got to be making a bunch of money, like 200 grand or something like that. Or
you got to be making a couple of million. Yeah.
So if you're a 1% guy or woman, then you could put money in you, but you're giving them rates that they can't get anywhere, probably even in the stock market nowadays, right?
That's right.
Wow.
That's exactly right.
And so your loans are really pretty secure because they're inventory related, right? Or something like that? How does that work?
Yeah, so all the loans are backed by invoices. So we buy invoices from small businesses and then we loan them the cash up front and then we take care of collecting them. So it's like it's a loan and a service all packaged together.
You're going to collect my invoice too?
Yeah, you don't even have to worry about it anymore.
Wow! So if I sell, if I'm a software developer or something, and I got a big contract for somebody, and I got an invoice from them, and they take 90 days to pay, I come to you, and you take my invoice, give me the money, right?
Exactly.
And you have investors that love investing in this kind of stuff, right?
That is exactly right. Exactly. So our small businesses get to benefit from the fact that these people do want to make money and they want it. And you know what? People feel good about helping small businesses. And what we're doing is allowing them to put their money to work like just more directly rather than just putting it in the bank and hoping the bank will lend it to us.
Well, but if the bank lends it to somebody, they're still only going to give them a few points on their money.
Exactly. They're making a much better spread than I am.
Right. But so that's why if I was a fat cat, I'd rather use you instead of the bank. Even if they're giving it to small money, because with you, I'm making a hell of a lot more money, right?
Well, that's true. That's true.
It's funny how money is attracted to that, isn't it?
It is true.
So now with all this job stuff coming in and they changing the rules about investing, I mean, that really doesn't affect you much because you're really lending money, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So all the job stuff is really about a business that's starting up that wants to raise equity. So they want to sell shares in their company, and the Jobs Act is all about letting you and me buy shares in those new companies instead of the fat cats.
I see, right. So, but you could be like, hey, man, I could be a photographer and got a big contract with Disney to go down and photograph everything, and I send them an invoice, and I got to wait 90 days for those suckers to pay me, huh?
That's right, and that's what we're going to help. So we're really trying to help this. There's actually is a business, you need capital to get started.
Yeah.
But when you start to grow, everyone thinks if your business is growing, that like you have no problem.
Right.
Why are you like your business is growing? But the truth is that as all these small businesses we talk to, as you start to grow, what you find is that all your cash ends up tied up in your receivables. So we're just helping people unlock this cash, put it to work to buy more inventory, make payroll, all this stuff, and we take off because we're managing the receivables. You know, they just don't have to worry about it. No one likes having customers and asking them when they're going to pay.
See. So in other words, because then the invoice that I'm sending out, I give to you, and you go beat on, Disney or whoever it is to get the money, and I don't have to do that?
Exactly.
Wow. I could be the good guy.
You're the good guy, and I have very friendly, lovely ladies who get on the phone and call your customers and ask them politely for
Oh, well, that's terrific. Well, I mean, that's a service. I mean, so you're my accounting department almost too.
Exactly.
To do all that. Well, that's what mostly. I mean, particularly in service businesses. If I have a half a dozen software engineers doing work, and I send an invoice and got to wait 3 more months to pay these guys, I mean, they're not going to be happy. But you solved that problem, huh?
That's exactly right.
So, how long you guys been around?
We incorporated in February 2012. But we really only launched in January of this year.
I see. Well, you're over a year old, man. In this business, that's like a grandfather.
Yeah, it feels like it's been 10 years. Sometimes.
So really, as the business, I have no risk at all because I'm getting your money, right?
You're getting your money, yeah.
And so when people would say, well, why would I go here? You're not a bank. Well, who cares, right? You're giving me money. I give you a piece of paper.
And you know what? The banks won't necessarily lend to these companies that we're targeting. They just won't. You know, there's a lot of new regulation that's come in to like protect people.
Right.
But it ends up meaning that the banks aren't lending as much. It's too risky for them.
Yeah, no, they're sitting on a wad of cash. They're not going out, particularly to small business. So you're here to fill that gap. And really, if small businesses don't get money, I mean, the data I've seen, 80-90% of the jobs come from small business, particularly new businesses. Yeah. So, and there people really can't get money, the new businesses, because they haven't been around. And that's why the small data we used to hear about, we say small businesses create jobs, but that's not true. It's the new businesses that create jobs, because most small businesses will remain small and they don't grow. So it's the new business that are popping up and creating all the jobs, and they need people like you to get them money to feed because the banks won't talk. Worse, they won't talk to a new business, let alone a small business. That's like a two for minority,
Well, it really is, And the thing is that you've got a lot of people out there, lenders, alternative lenders, who want to help these small businesses, but they're charging them huge rates. And what we said was, with crowdfunding, with this new model, we can give small businesses rates that they deserve, that are higher than bank rates, but a heck of a lot lower than what you pay from someone giving you credit card advances.
Yeah, that's what small businesses live on, which is stupid. Yeah.
It's cheaper than funding your business on your credit card. It's a really smart, easy way to get funding, and a lot of people don't even know about it.
I know, that's right. Now they have to know about you, because the reason they come to you is that, what's your motto again?
We'd like to fund your brains out.
That's reason enough to go to p2bi.com, because you'll fund their brains out, won't you?
Exactly.
Well, thank you so much. You're a great lady, and thanks for being in that business. And say hello to your dad. I hear you're in business with your dad. That's great. He must be fun too, like you are.
Definitely.
Well, thank you again, Kristen.
Thank you. Bye.
Now, isn't that a great tagline she has? We want to fund your brains out. Right, they have money, and it's easier than going through the bureaucracy of the banks and everything, and they have ways to check and all this, because everything is so computerized nowadays. But they're cutting out a lot of middlemen so they can do it cheaper than anybody else. So keep watching for this kind of stuff.